Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to my live. Good evening from Japan. Good evening. If you are new here, you picked the right channel because tonight, we are diving into something. So you are welcome. If you are new here, just stay tuned and we will dive into it. Yo, my people, welcome back. Good evening from Japan. This is Adventures of Japan. As you already know, on this channel, we bring you all the tips that could make you succeed in your ALT journey. And in tonight's live, I'm going to break it down to 3 parts and add the 4th part, which is some questions and answers that I receive questions from people and I will be providing answers to them. So you are most welcome. If you are new here, I'm glad to have you join the family. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the subscribe button, ring the bell so that the next time I come up with any update, you will be notified. Okay, without much ado, let's dive into it. Yeah. All right. So the ALT journey is about coming to teach in Japan. And if you are at the beginning level, which means probably you might not even have heard about the word ALT before, and that is fine. It's totally fine. And that is why I'm here to let you know about this journey. So this is level 1. If you have already heard about the word ALT, then you can also be here and refresh your mind with this journey. So I will talk about the level 1. The ALT stands for Assistant Language Teacher. It means people are recruited from outside Japan to come to Japan and assist Japanese teachers of English to deliver English lessons to Japanese students. And who qualifies? Anyone who has a bachelor's degree qualifies to teach English in Japan. All right? And so, if you are such a person, you have a degree, you are thinking about something else, what can I do? How can I fulfill my dream of teaching somewhere? Then this channel is for you, because a dream without an action, a dream not being put into action, is still just a dream. Okay, so I am here to encourage you to bring out that dream, put it into action by telling you that you are not too late. It's not too late. It's never too late for you to start the journey of becoming an ALT. So now that you know about the ALT, let's move to the second group. Maybe you already know about the ALT. You might probably have a bachelor's degree. You might probably have applied once, but you have not gotten the desired results. And now you are waiting. How or when do I apply again? Don't worry. That is why I'm here. So you can reapply again when application portals open. When do they open? Application portals open in May. However, I strongly advise people in all my lives that you should apply from either May ending or early June. And you should make sure that you apply from early June till October ending. That way you could secure your spots. All right. And that is number 2. I'm just talking about the levels briefly before we dive into it proper. So stick around. If you are new here, just stick around and watch this live till the end, because you may never want to miss any information. You don't know which information is going to be your saver, right? Savior, not saver, savior. Yes, savior. I mean savior. So stick around and let's keep going. Okay. Then number 3, then level 3 is, if you are almost there, you already know about the ALT journey. You have applied already. You know the time waiting to apply, but you don't know whether you need a Japanese language ability. You don't know whether you need a TEFL certificate or a TESOL certificate. Yes, you are almost there, but do you really need these things? Yes or no? Yes or no? All right. Yes, you will need them because they would help boost your chances. Okay? They would help boost your chances. Without having them does not mean you will not get the chances. How? However, they would help put you ahead of others who don't have these certificates. Okay? So that is level one, not ready, just starting. It means you don't even know about this ALT journey, what ALT stands for. Yeah, so whether you are a new, you are an old subscriber, or you are a newcomer, whether you are watching live or you are watching the playback, this information is very refreshing. It's still fresh. It will be fresh for you. So it doesn't matter whether you are watching live or not. So if you are a newcomer, a beginner, it doesn't matter. This is ALT journey. It stands for assistant language teacher. It doesn't matter whether you have teaching experience. You can apply to teach English in Japan. You might not be the first person. In fact, you will not be the first person because there are people already here who haven't been teachers before in their countries, but they are teaching English here because you are just an assistant. Okay? All right. And level two, you have your bachelor's. You know about this ALT journey and you are waiting for the right time to apply, which is in June. That's fine. You are level three. You know already. And you are in level two. And level three, you already have the details. You know the time to apply. You don't know whether you need a you don't know whether you need a TEFL or Japanese language ability. Yeah, so I am here to let you know that yes, you will need them in order to enhance your chances. Okay? Yeah. In all this, having the TEFL, it's not enough. Having a bachelor, it's just not enough. Having a teaching experience is just not enough. What is enough is to put all these things into your ability to let the interviewer know that yes, you are okay for the job. You actually know what you are applying for. You actually know what ALT means. You actually know what ALTs are supposed to do in Japan in the classrooms. You actually know what the schools expect from you. Okay, this is what will put you through, because if you have a TEFL, you have a degree. It doesn't matter if you are not able to deliver lessons to the Japanese kids as to how is required from you. There's no point recruiting you. Okay, you should understand that a lot of things go into this recruitment process. Number one, during interviews, they look at your ability to communicate, just as I'm communicating with you. Whether your communication is flowing, whether you are respecting your other colleague ALTs, other colleague applicants during interviews. They take all those things into consideration. They are considering whether your communication will be meaningful to the kids. Remember, you are not coming to teach those teachers. You are not coming to teach the interviewers. They might understand your English. However, they think beyond their understanding. They are aware that you are not coming to teach them. You are coming to teach the Japanese kids who might not have had any encounter with English before. You might be the first person they are having contact with in form of learning English. So they are trying to see how your communication skills are going to flow with the kids. Will the kids understand you? Will the Japanese teachers who are your staff who don't understand English, even though most of them have been learning English, but because they are not interested, they don't have interest in learning English, so they still find it difficult to communicate in English. So, would they understand you? They consider all those things. And so, if you are preparing for your ALT journey, you should be informed that you are not just communicating to the interviewer. And so, your mind should go that, yes, you want to pass the interview, but the interviewer is looking at all these things. The person is looking beyond just the interview, okay, to find out whether you will be able to communicate to the students. After all, your assistant language teacher position is just to communicate with the kids. And if that communication cannot take place, why should they recruit you? Yeah, so that is the point. All right. Yeah, this is just the phase one, phase two, phase three I have broken down. Now we will go into the Q&A, the questions that I have received from viewers like you, and the possible answers that could satisfy such questions. All right? Okay, let's keep going. The first question will be, my degree is from an African university. Will Japan accept it? Yeah, I get this question often. And the fact is, yes, yes, Japan accepts it. Once your university is a recognized university, once you can authenticate your certificate, it's fair enough. Japan will accept it. Okay? Okay. Yes, Japan will accept it. But here is the point. Someone was telling me or was asking that uh, I have I have completed my university, but I don't have the certificate. So I asked, when can you get the certificate? The person was saying it's difficult. Then I was confused. How difficult is it? The person said it was even difficult for me to get my transcript. So I was like, okay, but are you sure you have completed your university? The person said yes. Then I said, okay, once you have completed, please try and get the certificate, because without the certificate, there's no proof that you have actually completed the university. The transcript alone is not a proof. All right. So if you're in such a situation, yes, African universities are, how do I put it? Certificates, degree certificates from African universities are considered in Japan. However, if you are in this situation, you are telling them, I cannot get my certificate because of ABC. It will be very difficult for a company in Japan to believe you. Take yourself as a recruiter. If someone is telling you this, are you going to believe the person? For me, it will sound weird to me. I will find it very difficult, in fact, extremely difficult to understand this person. All right. Aside that, if you have a genuine certificate, you've completed university in Africa, it doesn't matter. Once your country, you have experienced education for more than 12 years, like from elementary school to high school, you are more than qualified. Okay? Yes, that's question number one. If you think I haven't answered it well enough, please feel free to drop any further question in the comment. All right, let's go to question number two. I do not have any teaching experience. Does that qualify me? Oh, I think I have answered this briefly in my earlier comments. So, not at all. Not having a teaching experience is not a barrier, because the dispatch companies are not looking for teachers. They are looking for people who are willing to teach. Yes. So ask yourself, are you willing to teach? Can you teach? And be informed that teaching in Japan is not the natural teaching that we do in Africa, or people who have lived in China before. It's not the natural or the actual teaching we do in these countries. As the name sounds, assistant language teacher, you are only assisting the Japanese teacher of English. Okay? So yours is to just partner with the Japanese teacher. Ask questions. What are we going to teach? Try to plan with the Japanese teacher during his or her free time. Remember, once you are ready, you want to plan with the person. But if you pester the person, if you try asking, oh, when are we planning? When are we planning? That will become like pestering the person. So you need to be kind of psychologically smart to try and check whether the person is free, because the Japanese working culture is like you should be busy always. every time they are busy. So you should be very careful, very strategic in trying to even have a planning with your colleague teacher, like your Japanese teacher of English, your JTE. All right. So you don't actually need a Japanese or a teaching experience in order to qualify. Okay. Yeah. Please. What level of the Japanese language is expected of an ALT? Can one who is just learning Japanese on Duolingo and has learned basic things like greetings, introductions, and other basics, is this enough? Okay, we have a fresh comment. Yes, fresh comment. And we are going to get to that point. So please, let's just hold on. Please hold on. We are coming there. Okay. I don't want to jumble the questions. So that is part of the questions I will be addressing. So kindly hold on, please. All right. So another question. I get this also a lot. Is Japan really safe for Black Africans? Yeah. Is Japan really safe for Black Africans? At least use me as an example. Well, we have individual differences. People ask these questions because they feel like maybe they might experience a kind of racism or a form of racism. But the honest truth is we are all racist in one way or the other. I keep telling people the kind of racism I experience in a different country, I don't experience it here. So when people ask me about racism, I tell them I haven't experienced racism here as a person. And honestly, I haven't. I'm not trying to exaggerate. Some people might have experienced it in a particular way, but in my personal opinion, I haven't experienced any yet. I am just comparing this place to another country that I lived in. So, yeah, it is safe for Africans, it is safe for Black Africans, provided you also learn to respect the rules of the Japanese society. Yes, in Japan, they have some silent rules which are not written, but that's why we say silent rules. And I will share my experience with you on this. The first day I arrived in Japan, that was on the 8th March 2022. Yes, on the 8th March 2022. I arrived and I wasn't picked at the airport. I was just directed to pick a train from the airport to a particular location. A new person in Japan. I don't know anywhere. I've never taken the train system in Japan before. So I had to ask my way around and got the train. But I didn't know they don't talk on the train. So my coordinator called me whilst I was on the train. For me, I missed the call and I called back. I was talking. Feel free, I was talking. Then the person asked, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm on the train coming." He said, "Hey, no, 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 don't talk." Then the person hung up. I was like, I was looking at my phone. Why should you hang up? Why can't I talk? But I realized when I was talking, all the passengers were looking at me, but I didn't understand. So one of the silent rules in Japan is that you don't talk whilst on the train. It is considered disrespectful. But because I didn't know, I was doing it. I felt free doing it. But now that I know, I wouldn't do that because anytime I try to do that, I feel some kind of guilt within me. So once you are here, you respect their rules, their silent rules, you don't feel anything. You don't feel being discriminated against. But if I keep doing that and they also feel they are being disrespected and they also turn against me, isn't it fair? Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's a discrimination here. I haven't experienced any racism here. So this is my honest view about that question. All right. Okay. Okay. So I feel let's answer this question about the Japanese language ability. The fact is, you don't need to be an expert in Japanese language ability before you can secure an ALT job. Yes. My people, you don't need to be an expert or a fluent Japanese speaker in order to secure an ALT position. What you need is to try and learn the basics to prove to the interviewer that yes, you are not in Japan, but you are trying, you are putting in efforts in order to catch up because you have realized that the Japanese language might be the only challenge or might be one of the challenges you could face in Japan. So I tell people that if you are learning for long term, Duolingo is number one, is good. You can use Duolingo. So yes, I like the question. Thank you for the question. Duolingo is number one, is very good. You can use it. But if you want very short time, you have a limited time of studying the Japanese language, then straight go to YouTube, type basic Japanese lessons. You would have a lot of them. Okay. One day, if I'm good in the Japanese, I will start making videos about the Japanese language as well. Yeah. One day. But now, I'm not yet there. Yes. So you don't need to be a pro in the Japanese language before you can secure an ALT position. Because in the schools, you are not supposed to speak the Japanese with the kids. Yes, you are not. You only need it in order to communicate with your colleague workers, your staff, Japanese staff who are not um, who are not confident. Yeah, who are not confident to communicate with you in English. And so you learn the Japanese language because of them. And now I think Japan is having a policy which is affecting most of the dispatch companies. So they are also trying to tighten their their recruitment system. Yes. So I think the Japanese government through their BOEs are requiring or requesting the dispatch companies to make their applicants being able to speak Japanese. Okay. So that is why they are also now being strict. If you are not able to speak a little bit of Japanese, you might not be able to secure the job. And that is why I keep telling people, even if you go to Borderlink's website on LinkedIn, Borderlink is very active on LinkedIn. If you go to their websites, they tell you point blank that use the time to do other activities, learn basic Japanese. Yes, they say it there, point blank, learn basic Japanese. If it's not that important, they wouldn't say it. So let me mention the name. Is it Uwanze? Beatrice, yes, Beatrice, yes. So I believe I've answered your question. Use the time to learn basic Japanese. It will help you very much. Okay. Yeah, that's about that question. Let's talk about the next question. How long does the whole process take from starting to arriving in Japan? Very interesting question. Yes. And the answer is it depends. It depends on when you are applying. Okay? It depends on when you are applying. Please, do I need to prove I was taught in English for 12 years, even if my country's official language is English? Do I need my form of document to prove this? Well, good question. Let me read it loud for people to hear. Please, do I need to prove I was taught in English for 12 years, even if my country's official language is English? The second part, do I need any form of document to prove this? Actually, for now, most of the dispatch companies are aware of countries that are qualified. So, for example, Ghana is qualified because they know that in Ghana, our schooling system is such that we experience English for 12 years from elementary school to high school. They know that for Nigerians, they experience English for 12 years. They know that the Kenyans experience English for 12 years. In fact, simply put, they are aware that all countries that have been colonized by an Anglophone country are all able to qualify for this position. So if your country's official language is English, you are qualified. Have I answered this question satisfactorily? Yeah, Beatrice, have I answered you satisfactorily? All right. If not, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Now let's go back to this question. How long does the process take from starting to arriving in Japan? Like I was saying, it depends on your application time. As the applications are going to be open in May, and I'm encouraging you to apply from early July. Let's take it that you apply from July, early July. You got through the first interview in early July. Maybe you've been scheduled for the second interview in, I'm saying July? No, in June. You applied first in June. You have secured the first spot. You pass through that stage because they have two interview sessions. The first group interview, which they call orientation, and the second one, which is one-on-one, just as you are looking at me now. And you are also going to be behind your camera, you and the interviewer. That's the one-on-one, which is the final stage. So let's say you got the first one through in June, then the second one has been scheduled in late June or early July. And if you secure the second one, it means you are certain of coming to Japan. However, anyone applying to an ALT position now in 2026 will be coming in March 2027. And this is why I said it depends on the time you have applied. So if you apply early June and you got your job in July, you are still coming next month, next year, March. So you can calculate the time. All right. If someone applies in August or gets his or her job in September, the person is still coming in March next year. However, you don't have to wait to apply in, let's say, September, thinking that, oh, I'll use a short time to apply so that my coming or the process will be shortened. No, no, actually, no. That is a risky move because your application does not automatically means you are going to be recruited. I keep telling people that the automated system make it that you can apply and you will not receive any response. It is not your fault. You haven't done anything wrong, but just that the system, the automated system did not select your application. And that is why I advise people to apply early. And if you apply, you will not receive any response for, let's say, 5 working days, or reasonably after 2 weeks, then use a different email and reapply. Because until you pass the automated selection, the human email will not come. And the human email is the one that contains the application form, which you have to fill. And the application form itself is a complete interview on its own. I was surprised that someone got to this stage, received the application form, and according to the person, he was so busy and the form was too much for him, so he couldn't fill the form. And now he wants it back. Meanwhile, that chance has gone. So you have to start afresh. You cannot email Borderlink that you sent me an email with the form last year, so I am interested again. They will ask you to reapply, coming as a new applicant. Yeah, so that is how it is. So I believe I've responded to this question. How long does the process take from start to finish? It depends on your application time, but ideally it's from June till December, and you will come in March the following year. Each year, this is how it is. So people who are coming next month, oh, am I saying next month? This month, March. People who are coming this March, most of them were recruited, not most, almost all of them were recruited last year. So that's how that process is. Let's continue. Um, what if I get rejected the first time? A very good question. A very good question. Listen, me, 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 myself, Mr. Don't Give Up, Adventures of Japan. I was rejected the first time. Yes, I was rejected the first time. So you are not going to be the first if unfortunately you are rejected. Yeah, so this shouldn't worry. You shouldn't worry. You shouldn't panic over this. Just take it that, okay, it just means you have to prepare again, come stronger. All right? Yes, the first year I applied, that was in 2020. Yes, with the mind that I will be coming, if successful, I will be coming in 2021. However, it didn't go well, and I had to apply again in 2021, and which I came in 2022. So, there are things you also need to do from your end in order to prevent this. Sometimes you not being selected does not mean you are not good. Okay? That is why I made videos about all these things. Some of the reasons could be that you might have um, applied at the time where they have realized that, okay, we've had enough for this year. And so we are unable to take in more people. Okay? So that is also one thing. You might have applied lately whereby they have realized that they cannot process your documents. That could be another reason. And so you receiving a rejection for the first time, it's not actually the fact that you are not good. So these are some of the things. So if you are rejected, be aware that somebody like me talking to you now, I was rejected the first time. So don't panic. Okay? Everything that happens to you, most at times, you are not the first and you might not be the last. The point is, or the difference is, you shouldn't give up. That's all. Yeah. And that's it. That's it for that question. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you too. Thank you too. Hi, hi, Elizabeth. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Okay. Let's move to the next question. Elizabeth, feel free to drop any questions if you have. Today we are just tackling questions and answers. Yes, we'll tackle question and answers to make it understandable to everyone. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next question. Can I bring my family with me? Hmm. 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 Yeah. Okay. This question, I have also answered it in different videos, but I will say it again. Yes, you can bring your dependents, your spouse, and your children to Japan. However, the smart move, if not smartest, in my view, the smart move is to come alone. And after that, you can apply for their documents so that they join you. Why am I saying this? The reason is simple. You should understand that the dispatch companies also go through some kind of stress or some kind of procedure in order to secure the documents that you need in order to apply for visa. And the most important document of all is the certificate of eligibility, which is COE. I don't know whether they pay for that. Anyway, I think they pay something. Yeah, there's a fee for that. Yeah, because I applied for my family as well, but I forgot. I will check again. I forgot if there's a fee. I forgot how much. I will check again and give you the fact. So the dispatch companies, if you want to come together with your family, they would have to apply for the COE for each dependent you want to bring. And mind you, that is also a stress or a kind of an extra work you want to give the dispatch companies. And honestly, no dispatch company want to go through that stress. That's it, finish. They are not ready to go through that stress, because each year they receive a lot of applications, and a lot of people are coming as individuals, singles. And if you want to burden them for them to go through that extra duty, if you are in their position, how will you feel? Will you be willing to go that extra mile just for somebody who you can get a replacement with a single person? I don't think you would be willing to go that extra mile. So that is the point. The dispatch companies are not willing to go that extra mile just for you. So the best part is, yes, Japan supports family. You can come to Japan with your family. However, the smartest move is to come first. Once you are here, your dependent can join you anytime you want. What you need is to just apply for their COE from your city, or no, not your city office, from the immigration. You can do that by yourself. Okay? What you will need is to get your certificate of employment from your company, and you need your tax, tax. You will need your tax documents, which you would get from your city office. Okay, I mentioned in one video that city office, city office. Yeah, every city in Japan has a place known as city office. What am I mentioning? Every place in Japan has a city office. It's a place where everything about your residence in Japan is kept. So you can get information about your taxes, your anything which has to do with your living in Japan is there. So you get that document from the city office, which you are going to present to the immigration, and you need your dependent's passport, birth cert if it's a child, birth cert, okay? And the COE is going to be issued. It takes about 3 months, but it could be less. And you can send to your dependents and they will come. That's the smartest move, okay? Yeah. All right. So that is that question. Next, we are going. Which dispatch company is best for African applicants? Wow. Yes, it's a very great question. And I'm going to use my personal view, which you can subject to proof or whatever, to answer this question. I keep mentioning Borderlink as number one because they are one of the best companies that could bring people from outside Japan. Okay? However, it doesn't mean they are the only company that are capable of bringing people from outside Japan. At least I've made videos about 4 of them: Borderlink, Interact, Altia Central, and Hart Corporation. I've made videos about these 4 companies. However, there are a lot of companies more than these 4 companies. We have JoyTalk, we have Shane, we have Aeon. Yes, Shane has a weekend schools, but they also bring people from outside Japan. I know they brought someone from Kenya. So they are capable of bringing people from outside Japan. However, there are a few things you need to consider. You can consider their salary system, but I encourage people to apply to any of them. The point is, you need to be in Japan in order to do your you need to be in Japan in order to decide whether to switch company, whether to say the salary structure is not good or not. Because once you apply to one ALT company, that's a dispatch company, it's not automatic that you are going to get recruited. So you need to put in application to different ones of them. Somebody applied for 20 jobs and got 3 interviews and got 1 offer. Another person got an offer from two different companies, Interact and Borderlink, and she decided to go with one of them. So applying for just one is not enough, and it's not the best in my view. So with this answer, I wouldn't say company A or company B is the best for African applicants or any applicants. Yours or your target is to get to Japan. So whichever company is willing or is able to offer you that job for you to get your COE in order to apply for your visa is your best. So as I'm speaking now, Borderlink was my best because they gave me the offer. Is that okay? All right. This is how best I think I should answer this question. Yeah, I'm leaving it open in a way. Yes. Okay. Oh, we are almost there. Okay. And also to add to that, you should understand that some of the companies they prefer people who have driver's license. Number one of such companies is Alsha Central. Even though with Borderlink, if you have your driver's license in your country, it enhances your chance. Yeah, it boosts your chances of getting the job. But with Alsha Central, I think they are one of the companies that they pay attention to people who have driver's license. So if you have your driver's license, you could consider them as well. Yeah, they are also okay. Yes. All right. Next. Yes, I've answered this question already. Do I need to speak Japanese to apply? Okay. Like I said, you don't need to speak Japanese, but you have to in order to enhance your chances. Okay. That's it about the questions. Yeah. Yo, yeah, finally we've come to an end of the Q&A. Wow, a lot of questions. Yes, so in order to get through all these application processes successfully, including some of the things that I might not remember to say, I keep telling people that I made an ebook where I put in everything you need, every video you need to watch. Yes, everything you need about this ALT journey. I've simplified everything for you in an ebook, and also you can find Japan focused CV samples, Japan focused cover letter samples in that ebook, and it's going for only few dollars, $17. If you're in Ghana, it's about $200. If you're in Nigeria, I think it's about 27,000. It's about 27,000 naira. Yeah. If you're in Ghana, you are about if you're in Ghana, it's about 200 cedis, 200 Ghana cedis. Yeah, not dollars. Yes. In Ghana, we don't use dollars. Sorry. Yes, if you're in Ghana, it's about $200. Oh, why am I? Yes, if you are in Ghana, it's about 200 Ghana cedis. Yes, that's it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, okay, thank you. Okay. Yes. So, this is what I have for you today. Yeah, so my people, to wrap up for tonight, and I just want to say every single time I go live and you see this chat move, I am reminded why I do this because of you, because of you. The dream of becoming an ALD in Japan is real and it's reachable. You can actually, once I am here, the way I manage to be here, you can also be here. All right, you can be here, you can. Yes. So and you deserve someone who tells you the truth about how to get here, just like me. I will never on this my channel tell you something which is untrue. For that is a promise. I promise you that I would never bring you any information which is untrue. Okay? So if I tell you this is how it is, you can cross check, you can fact check. Somebody may say the same thing in a different way, But it doesn't mean what I'm saying is not true. This is what I try to let you know. I am somebody who is against misinformation. I believe that information is all that we all need in order to carry through our dreams. So if I misinform you and you have followed that misinformation, and in the end you couldn't succeed in your dream, of what benefit would that be to me? No. But if you succeed in your dreams, it means I am becoming part of your success journey. And that is my motivation. I want to be part of your success journey. All right? So, yeah, that is it. Go back through tonight's discussion checklist. Be honest with yourself. Yes, be honest with yourself. Where you are. Are you now beginning? Are you in the middle of the preparation? Are you now almost at the end of the preparation? Because tonight I have made it clear that the preparation, I've put it into three categories: beginning, middle, and almost there. So you need to be honest with yourself. Where are you now? Decide for yourself, and when you know where you are, it will help you better to know what to do next, because all the questions that I have answered would give you an insight of where to start or where to pick it up from. Okay? All right. I will be back tomorrow, same time as always, and with same energy. Bring your friends, bring everybody, share this live. Tell your friend to tell a friend to also tell a friend that Adventures of Japan, Mr. Don't Give Up, is coming live tomorrow to tell us details or other interesting topics about to come out how to come out with our how to come out of our dreams and make how to come out of our dreams and make it a reality. Yes, guys, it's been an amazing night. Yeah, been an amazing night. Okay, yes, good. Someone just confirmed that she got her book in Nigeria. It's about 27,000 naira. Yeah, so that's it. You've heard it, you've seen it in the comments. That will be all for tonight. Yes, until I see you tomorrow, keep safe, keep preparing, keep learning Japanese, keep doing all the best you can do, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night from Japan. Bye bye.